Hello, this is Heisenberg.
Hi there, and this is GForever.
Yeah, and we're here to review the new X-Plus Shin Godzilla.
Alright, so in today's episode, we're doing a review on the X-Plus Toho Daikaiju series Shin Godzilla, Godzilla 2016, in the 25 centimeter scale. About $150 to $200, depending on where you get it. It's sold exclusively in Japan currently, and there's two versions. There's the standard version, which is in the red.
Yeah.
Standard coloration in the red and black scheme. And we have the Ric Boy exclusive, which is only available on the Shonen Ric Boy website. And that one here will be like the purple colored scheme. Plus, you get two heads, and we're fortunate to have one of our friends lend us his figure so we can see the two heads in this video. So we have like the standard head, which is the same one as the standard, which is kind of like looking down, tilted to the right a little bit. And we also have the open wide mouth head, which is when he charges up and fires his radioactive laser beam in this film. And we actually just played around with the Ric Boy, and we put a flashlight inside of it just to see how it looks with the, kind of like a glow effect in the inside. And it actually looks quite nice. I think it'd be a pretty nice project for anyone who's looking to customize their figure. Maybe just put in some LED strip in there just to kind of add that nice lighting effect that other X-Plus figures have from the Ric Boy series.
Oh yeah, this has me really excited. So basically with the, we'll see. So he comes with the tail off, and he's hollow inside. So that's all. Yeah, the standard version and the Ric Boy here comes. It comes with the tail off, and it's hollow. So you sort of you have to put the tail on.
Yep.
But what's nice is that the plastic. It looks like it's basically a red plastic. That's been that then they paint on top of the red to give it the black lava. And but if you put a light inside, so you want to show you the flashlight here? So
Sure.
You can show it.
But so that's the flashlight I put in there just to kind of playing around with it, just to mess with it, just to see how it looks with the light.
Oh yeah,
and
so especially
pretty nice.
Oh yeah, especially in low light. So if you make your room dark, so I'll show some photos that we took there too. You make your room dark and get the flashlight inside. So then it looks very much like the movie, where sort of like the red is glowing, and very cool. So on the Ric Boy here, so we did it on the Ric Boy. So like part of him is purple, so also the purple glows some as well. So this is very fun. And what's nice is that I think you can't really, like of all the figures we have, this is the only one that you can do this on. Because you can't do it on the Banpresto unless you like drill a hole in it. And so obviously we haven't attempted to do it with the Banpresto figure. But this one, it's like it looks like it wouldn't be all that hard to sort of like get some. So this is something I'm inspired. I've never done this before, but I'd like to sort of like get some sort of like LED light. And you're saying like maybe a strip or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Like some strip, so it's like kind of evenly distributed throughout the figure, and stick it in. Yeah, stick it in there. Then I guess you suppose you'd still have to. Well, maybe if you had a thin wire, you could put the tail back. Maybe if you had a thin wire, you could put the tail back on, and still like have and have like the switch outside or something.
Yep. A lot of the other X-Pluses have. I think they have like a little hole, but I personally wouldn't drill a hole in the figure, so probably you can kind of let the wire stick out from the tail. That's probably a good option.
Yeah. If there's a thin enough wire, I think that would work. But or you could, but So that would be so.
Yeah.
So that's one reason I really like this figure.
Yeah. Too bad I put the tail on mine. I would love to see what it looks like with the light coming out of the mouth of the wide open mouth version of the head. I think that would be pretty cool. So maybe someday I'll mess around with it, take the tail off, and play around that way.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you...
Can also show the standard. Let's maybe give him some spotlight. Standard. I really like the standard. I kind of wish I went with the standard.
Can you see the whole thing there? I think so.
Yep. See pretty much the whole thing. We can turn the tail around so they can see the tail as well. Because the tip of the tail, I think, is really nice on the standard version. You can see all the detail. Yeah, so you can see the standard. The paint on the tail really highlights the detail and the depth. Yeah, that looks so nice. So here's the Ric's tail. Notice the purple from the spines, and the purple goes all the way to the tip. And you'll see the tip is actually kind of like a clear material. And you don't have the amount of, the detail is there, but due to the clear,
oh yeah, it's harder to see.
It's harder to see. Here's the Ric Boy's wide open mouth face. If you can look into the teeth here, you can see like where the bottom jaw kind of splits open. Yep. The detail on the fins is really nice. I personally think the purple, the clear purple is looks better in pictures than in person, because when you look at it in person with the lights reflecting off it kind of fades off almost to a white, and the black kind of takes over, like the clear black. But in photos, the purple actually comes out really good. Because of the light, I think it just reflects better in the photos. You can see the detail. Then we can show them the Ric Boy's other head. Here comes the standard.
So yeah, like you said, given how pale the purple is, it's kind of like this pale lavender. I actually think, I think I actually prefer the painting on the standard one.
Yeah, the red really looks good on the standard.
Yeah, and especially, like I said, if we actually put a light inside. So most people won't do that, of course. Yeah, I like the red, but yeah, I think the red on the spikes and on the tail is very nice. Like the red on the main body is a little more subtle. So I wish it were not quite as subtle. I wish it were a little more distinct. I like it quite a bit. Now it is pretty much a statue. I guess the arms can move slightly.
Yeah, I posed mine a little open, so it's kind of like the Shin Godzilla pose, and you can see the arms move slightly. So I just pull it as far as I can go to get that Shin Godzilla pose from the poster.
Yeah. So it's pretty much a statue. But I do like I like the pose pretty well. He's looking a little bit off to the right, rather than straight ahead. And but yeah, I like the paint. I like that it's sort of yeah, that it is like the black lava with the red at the seams.
Yeah.
And that it's sort of, I wish the red comes through nicely, as I said, on this tail and the spikes. I wish it came through on the seams on the body a little bit more. But yeah, but if you like put the light inside, then it really comes through very nicely.
Yeah.
And then, I really like the teeth. I like the fact that we do have like a lot of teeth here, and yeah, like more than one kind of like row of teeth, and they're yeah, and they are kind of messy, but very well detailed. Now, you want to compare it to the Banpresto?
Sure.
That's mostly because my main question was like, am I going to like this more than the Banpresto?
Obviously, the X-Plus is larger. It's in the 25 centimeter scale. Whereas the Banpresto, I want to say, is roughly 8 inches. Whereas the X-Plus is 25 centimeter, which is closer to 10 inches, but not quite, maybe 9.8-ish.
Yeah, so we got at least at least an inch taller here.
Yep.
But yeah, so my thought is, well, which of these would I like better? And I was hoping that I'd be happier with the X Plus, because that's the one that's actually available and affordable, whereas the Banpresto now is extremely expensive. But so I like the fact that the X Plus is bigger, and I like that the teeth, for example, are more detailed, and the tail is more detailed.
Yep.
I actually kind of like as we were talking about earlier, before we were filming, I actually kind of like the Banpresto pose a little better.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the tail. I think Andrew
Curved
agrees.
shape.
Yeah, I like the curve of the tail a little more.
Yeah, just looking at the pose, this one looks like it just kind of came out of the movie. Like, it's very nice flowing. In the movie, you see, like, when he first came out on shore, his tail is like just, kind of floating and wagging around in the movie. So I really like the pose on it. The sculpt I also liked better. I think the toes look a little more sharper, I feel, and the hands, yeah, it kind of looks more, sharper, I guess.
Yeah. Now, looking at the face, I actually kind of like it. Like, does the face, like, what kind of emotion does the face evoke, and does it remind me of the movie? I actually kind of like the face a little better on the Banpresto. At least for me, it reminds me a little more of the movie, of like, yeah, sort of like the kind of like the mood he was in. It's more, I don't know, it's a little more of like emotionally neutral in this case. He looks a little more angry in the X Plus. I don't really remember him feeling like very angry in the movie most of the time. He was mostly kind of more stoic. The Banpresto, I think, captures that kind of like stoic look a little better.
Yeah. For me, I believe this pose is when he was kind of after he got on shore. He's kind of walking past the bridges, and I think there's a scene where there's a bunch of trees, and I think this is the face that they captured, where he's kind of looking down from. And I kind of like the face of the X Plus a little better, because I feel the face on the Banpresto is a little thin from the front. But otherwise, I agree. Like, the expression, I feel, on the Banpresto is more accurate. And from the last one, we have the Sega. So the Sega, of course, is smaller. We have the Bandai's.
Yeah, here's the MonsterArts again. Smaller, much shinier, and where a little more controversial, just like the paint job, a little more controversial paint job on him. But he has the lots of like, of all of these, he's the one that's has a lot of articulation.
Yeah. So this is more for, I guess you can do more poses, more fun, more of a fun figure. Versus these are more like statues, the Banpresto and the X Pluses. With the success of the movie, there's a lot of figures to choose from, a lot of products from Shin Godzilla, and they continue to make more. If you're in the market for the X Plus figures, you can't go wrong with either the standard or the the Ric Boy. I think the bonus of the Ric Boy is just the other head. I personally wasn't, after seeing the figure in person, I wish the purple was a little more prevailing, because to me it's kind of like off, like washed off, like you said, like a whitish lavender.
Yeah, it's a little pale.
The standard I really like. If I had a choice again, I probably would have went with the standard if I wasn't too greedy to get the extra head. So the standard, the reason I went with the Ric Boy and didn't double dip is because I already have the Banpresto.
I like the open mouth expression.
Yeah.
I think the open mouth expression is well done. Again, I just wish the purple were a little more vibrant.
Yeah.
I think I prefer the red to the purple, especially the way these are painted. I think I do prefer the standard one. But yeah, very glad to have like a really good quality statue of Shin Godzilla, looking very much like he did in the movie. Very close match. Though you have to buy it from Japan. But yeah, you can buy it, and it's not too outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got the boxes too.
Oh yeah. So there's the standard box.
See the whole box. We have to back up the camera.
And the Ric Boy box. So the only difference is the little yellow sticker. Shonen Rick. And then you have
It's a very big box.
Yep, very big box. You can find us on GForever.net and Facebook.com/GForever.
This is Heisenberg.
And GForever.
Yeah, hoping you enjoy your X-Plus Shin Godzilla figure.